Welcome back to the Collegiate Championship Series. We're getting ready for some losers semi-final action. UBC Gold has made it through free goal to play Ryerson. That's RAMS Esports. I'm Max. He's Thunder. I gestured the wrong way. That way. He's Thunder. And we have a lot of scholastic partners here at the Collegiate Championship Series, one of which is Wilfrid A. Laurier's Brantford campus.
Absolutely. I mean, it wouldn't be the Collegiate Champions Series without great educational partners. Wilfrid Laurier University's Brantford campus is pleased to collaborate with TGS on that Champions program, and the Brantford campus is known for innovative programming in subjects like UX design, game design, digital media, and business tech management, programs that challenge students to explore and improve the world around us in an inclusive and human-centered way. For more information, check out wlu.ca and check out this game that we have now got underway between two well-known Canadian institutions. This is Ryerson and UBC squaring off, and it's going to be this team in blue here, Ryerson, that are going to strike first.
And it's Willie Mandem right off the bat, off the backboard. Frodo just couldn't get up quick enough to get the touch he needed. There needed to be some kind of touch off that backboard for it not to be an auto goal, essentially. As here's another one off the kickoff. Willie just beating everybody to the ball. The speed off a set play, Thunder. 2-0, 9 seconds into this one.
Well, the set play was the cheat, but rarely do you get that fortunate of a pinch to come right back out as a perfect pass to you, basically, as a shooter. And that is as close to a gimme as you're going to see for at least the early stages of this match here, although that's a big time demo. Oh, Ski was looking for a pass. Would have been a cheeky touch back to mid. Harry goes for a shot there off of the side wall. Frodo dives in, gets a good challenge on that ball as well. And that, speaking of things you're going to see a lot of in this series, Frodo getting a solid challenge on the ball is something that we know very well as a really strong suit for that player for UBC.
I always call him the fire burner of British Columbia. Like, I've never played against somebody more frustrating than Frodo, just because it feels like he wins every challenge. He definitely rarely loses them outright. That one, a pretty neutral run. Bang, looking for the double, but Ski is there. Ski, often finding himself in that classic third man role for this particular team, just because of the abject speed of Frodo and Harry. For a big clear, but Julian's got a free ball here. He'll take a controlling touch. Got another one, 3 consecutive touches, but he can't quite get it center. Willie's got a passing opportunity with all those goalies in net. Not much more than that.
And the corner there. Julian shot on target, saved away by Frodo off of the crossbar. Bang sends it back into the zone. Great pressure here by Ryerson, getting extended out to probably about a 30-second stretch here of Rocket League, at least that, where UBC are trying to fight out of their zone. And I'm sure they had to fight in the series they just played against Free Goal, a team that took them down in a 2-0 sweep on the upper side of the bracket. So that was probably reasonably fatiguing, I would say, but it must have felt amazing for UBC to get the run back on that and get some revenge on that team when it really counts, when you got no lives left.
The boost battle being solidly won by RAMS Esports. UBC, for that 30-second period where you were talking, I was just flipping around their player cams as Ski gets the finish, and for about a full 30-second stretch there, none of them had 100 boost. It was topping out with 70, 72 or so. They were just living off pennies, and they did it for that whole defensive possession and turned it around. Just a clinical shot there by Ski.
And with that, the lead's been cut in half. UBC are on the board. And they are going to start their campaign to get this thing tied up, but it's not going to go very well. Julian dives in and rams again. Supreme speed on the ball right now. They are very ready and very willing to dive in on a play. And this is kind of the manifestation of the play that we asked several teams to have throughout the day, is to not over-respect your opponent. And don't be afraid to put a little pressure on them in a situation where they might expect you to peel.
Oh, big bump. UBC's got a lot of work to do here as we hit halftime. He's just going to take another shot, but it's a little bit high. Again, rotating back on low boost. It's just anxiety-inducing. He's going to spend about 75 just getting a challenge there. Little 1v1. Little 1v1, but he can't find the flick. There he's going to pass it. Frodo's center. He's got the shot. He goes far post, but he doesn't have enough mustard on it. Bang, a relatively easy save given the clean infield pass there. Talk about a clean pass. It's Bang to Mandem. Bang put his life on the line there just to make sure Harry couldn't get a touch.
Oh my goodness, was that close though. Harry diving in, had the position on the ball. It was a mess of car parts and things going on there. It was hard to tell exactly what happened inside the cloud of what used to be Bang's car, but either way, that's a goal and a fourth goal here for the Rams, who are looking to be in fine form. And nicely too, I will say about this series, is two teams that we have yet to see on the broadcasts. So the Gaming Stadium, no strangers, of course, to the UBC squad. They've been a mainstay of the Open Series tournaments for quite a while, but Ryerson obviously new here, and both of them new on the broadcast today. And Ryerson really getting the better of the series in this early stage. The best of 5 looks to be going their way, at least for game 1.
Frankly, this was a matchup I expected to see in one of the winners' semis, but free goal ruined that. UBC Gold able to get their revenge in the last round. That's one of the beautiful things about a double elimination bracket, is a chance to beat a team who's already beaten you. As Hooley in the big whiff in the corner. Harry's got a minute to make 3 goals happen here for this team on one possession, because they're not going to get a lot more chances than that. Oh, the big fake, but Willie can't find the shot. There's more chances than goals here for Ryerson, which is not a great thing if you're rooting for UBC.
That fake worked to perfection, but the follow-up touch, they couldn't wrap far enough around the ball to get a piece of it towards net. Ryerson didn't need that goal. I'm sure they wanted it, and they're continuing to show they're not taking their foot off the gas anytime soon. And even with a 3-goal lead in game number 1 here, Bang levers a touch off the back wall. It's going to fall back out to Ski, who sends it only as far as the midfield line. Bang downfield, nicely read by Frodo as well. Harry removes that player from the equation here. Ski has the ball stolen away, and the interruptions that Ryerson are making on UBC's play have meant that UBC has, it felt like they have never gotten set up this entire game. They found themselves a goal, but they haven't been able to establish a consistent rotation on the field the entire time.
We did see them trying something new there in that final minute, though. Really committing to bumping the goalie on the way out of the offensive zone, but it was a convincing victory here with Ryerson just scoring more of their opportunities. As you see the stat sheet there, not a ton more shot control, but the ball control, the shots were better. There were better scoring opportunities. Not all scoring opportunities Thunder created equal.
Not all. And with 4 goals on the board here for Ryerson in game number 1, it's now a question of, it really poses a problem for a team after losing a pretty lopsided game in game number 1. It's such a balancing act that UBC have to play now between maintaining enough composure and rotational solidity to not have things fall apart anymore. But if you overcorrect too far and play conservative in a game where now you just don't want to get scored on that much, it's going to be pretty much the same result. So UBC, in the face of a tough opponent here, they cannot recoil and just be worried about getting scored on. They got to put that first game behind them and play more aggressively, because we know they have the capability to bring it to this team if they're at their best.
Game 2 underway. No kickoff goal here. They've already kept Ryerson off the board longer, but not by much. Not by much.
No.
It was 2-0 by this point last game.
Fair point. Although I doubt that many of the UBC players are going to sympathize with your thinking that this is an improvement, that it's going to feel not that great as well. So, yeah, it's 1 less goal, but it's still Ryerson resuming the control that they had in game number 1. And we'll see here what UBC do as a response. That is not a great attempt on the ball from Ski. They're going to recollect here, head towards the back end and try to get out of their back zone, but they've been doing a whole lot of that this series, just trying to break out of their zone with minimal boost.
Seeing a lot of uncharacteristic hesitation from Ski in this game so far in this very short game. Oh, what a save by Harry Lakers. Call it a squishy save, call it an in and out, whatever you want to call it. It's always fun. Really able to get that clear, not quite though. He gives up the body to keep it in. Very hockey mentality from this UBC Gold team on offense. We're seeing a lot of dump and chase, so to speak. There's a pass. And a second pass. Can Frodo win the race? He fakes it. Harry's there for the shot. Ski with the finish. It was elementary after Harry got that touch. 1-1. They've managed to even it up here.
Well, I think Harry's probably glad that Frodo didn't get the touch they were going for. They weren't going for much. Frodo was just trying to get the very a small pixel of that underside of their car on the ball to just throw off the defenders any way they could. But the fact that it fell unobstructed meant that it fell right into Harry Lakers' lap, and then Ski was able to clean up pretty quickly here. So that's aggression. If you're asking for it from UBC, that's definitely aggression, where they sent everybody on that play at one point or another. And had it not worked out, it would have been pretty damaging the other way, I think. But I think that's a marker. That's a good marker of the game that UBC are willing to play here, that they're not stepping back. And oh my goodness, just when things started to look up, what a shot from Willie Mandem to take the lead back for the Rams.
That was a wonderful route to the ball. Full boost the entire way. Got there as quickly, I think, as this game will allow you to get to that ball. Textbook from Willie Mandem, who has been, by and large, the finisher for this Ryerson team. He's got 85% or so of their total game score in this one. Just under 2 minutes in. Frodo. The backwards touch, but there's nobody really there. That's just a turnover at that point. Be able to sweep across for the save. Harry does not have the boost to get up there. Seeing UBC continue to try to prioritize ball control, often at the expense of like pushing it or forcing the issue, or maybe a little bit faster play would force RAMS Esports here. They've had low boost at moments where a big shot was a big boomer is what you need rather than dribbling it out of defense.
I will say of the three players on the field, it's felt at times that Ski is the one who looks a little bit out of place in the UBC rotation, particularly on defense. So I'm curious to see whether and if that gets shored up, how much of a difference it makes to UBC's look at the game here. That's a nice cutoff from Harry at the midfield line. Julian's going to collect this though and tap it low. Ski on the ball now, gets a challenge only as far as the corner. They got to peel and grab some boost. Another challenge on the ball. Frodo getting beat out. Bump on the back wall. There is a player though in Willie to bail their defense out on that particular play. The bump's going to be coming through a little bit more often though here from UBC. And does Ski always use the pickle boost?
Oh, I don't know about that. He's a Dominus name, but I don't know if I've ever tracked his boost before. I didn't even notice that.
It's not one you see all that often. I get called out for using the nuts and bolts boost as being a pretty rare one as well, but maybe Pickles even more so than that.
The food boosts are up there. They always have some weird noise. I'm a sound person. If it doesn't sound good, I'm not using it.
That's fair. You must lament the asking price for an alpha boost then, given that it's the best boost sound in the whole game, you could argue.
Bacchus mod, my friend.
Fair point.
I do play with alpha boost. Just nobody else can see it.
Yeah.
Well, this is a rough touch. Ski on the whiff! No! Frodo's there, but the defense had recovered by that point. Ski needed that touch. I'm going to assume he was low boost. I was not on his player cam there. A triple whiff from Ryerson goes unpunished in the final minute of play here. That's when you have to find a way to put away. Ski will just bang it upfield. Julian's got plenty of time. Doesn't even need a touch. This time he does with 35 seconds left. Needs a clear. That's not really much of one, but Frodo can't find a shot. He elects for control. Second touch a little bit too heavy. The pass. Ski can't find it. Harry's looking for those infield off the wall, but the finish just hasn't been there. 20 seconds left. They have one more solid rush here in them. And it's going to end basically before it starts, as that becomes a scoring opportunity for Ryerson. Bang, puts it away. And his name feeling like onomatopoeia on that shot, just bangs it in. 3-1 here in game 2.
I think that is that one scoring opportunity that UBC had handed to them and they could not convert on. It's coming back to haunt them here in game number 2, and they're going to have to recollect in a big way to try and turn this series around when they are now down on series point. As time finally expires here, that ball touches the ground. I don't think UBC want to extend that game any longer. And they're going to look to game number 3 here to try and get the ball rolling on a comeback, because it's going to need to be a reverse sweep at this point if they're going to get themselves into the lower final.
And those freebie goals, whether it's, you know, an open net when the third man commits up too far, or just a shot that you really didn't have to work too hard for because a bunch of defenders missed, at this level of play, those have to be goals 100% of the time. You can't afford to give those back once they've been gifted to you. You just can't do it, and that's what UBC did in that game. They did that once in game 1 as well. They're going to, at the very least, need to clean that up. We've seen Ryerson gift them a couple scoring opportunities, and they just haven't converted. You convert on those, maybe this is a 2-2 game going into the final minute instead of you trying to make a comeback and giving up that third goal.
And Ryerson too almost felt like they were in protect mode a little bit in the tail end of that game. I didn't see them playing in a manner where they felt like they wanted to apply a huge amount of pressure, where they were diving in on challenges, a lot of that stuff. They were just protecting what they had, and that's a vulnerable play style. UBC, I think, could have struck on that, but you're right, it's conversion. That's the big issue, is when the hole opens up, UBC just right now can't find a way to jump through and find themselves a goal. So that's going to be the big question mark here for game number 3. Do UBC start converting on the chances they have, or is this going to be Ryerson just continuing to be efficient enough to close this thing out in 3 games?
Game 3 out on the farm here, as we've now gone the longest before the opening goal by RAMS Esports, but it's still under 20 seconds. 1-0, 4:41 to go in this one.
That's a great infield pass, a play that you said Harry had attempted and just did not find the quality of shot on the receiving end that Ryerson have just found in Bang. And as Bang disrupts the play a little bit on the kickoff here, more passes continue to connect here for Ryerson. Oh my goodness! That was a beautiful 3-player transition play down the field. It does not get any cleaner than that in Rocket League. It just doesn't.
Tic-tac-toe Thunder, 2-0. And that was the goal of the series. That's a domination goal. Like, that's 3 consecutive perfect aerial touches. You're all committing there, knowing it's going to work. That's a flex. That's a flex goal. And it worked out.
Team flex.
Yeah, team flex. And those are those like mentally debilitating goals to give up. When you just, like, every time you think you know where the ball's going, there's already a player there to redirect it to the other side. You get more and more out of position with every touch. Yeah, rough. Bang looking for the musty. He found it, but he couldn't find the net. Bang is feeling himself here. Willie. Ooh. Little modified dish there. Ground dish, if you will.
It's the dish where you try to force the other team to own goal. That's the line. And you can do it to a lot of players. If you see them in a rough spot and you know you can get the ball between them and the net, or in the net in the case of Julian here, you can get them in a lot of trouble. UBC, there is no question that they are reeling right now in this series.
Oh, the bump. The bump. That balls don't generally trickle into the net off the corner untouched, but you bump enough players, anything can happen. Willie will win this race, but Frodo's able to get a challenge. They've been neutralizing the challenge game from Frodo. He's not winning them. Again, still not really losing them as he makes a big save. He's not losing those challenges, but he's just not winning them. They're going real neutral, that's basically a loss for him.
Fair point. And the other 2 players looking pretty muted as well, Harry and Ski, respectively. Not making too many statements too often on the field here. Ryerson controlling the game very well. They're going to have to do so a little bit better, though, as a goal is going to come back here the other way. This is just a punishment. Finally, it's punishment on a Ryerson mistake here from UBC.
Yeah, that's the first of those gifted opportunities they've been able to put away, and no hesitation from Harry. You see 2 players driving at each other with the ball in the middle of the back wall, as that second man, you're just waiting for it. You're just hoping it comes right to you like it did there. Low boost. Unfortunate. Free ball. Every time UBC finds itself with a free ball, it seems to be a player who's got no boost left.
It's true.
It speaks to the boost control we're seeing from this Ryerson squad. Really wants a ceiling read, but he's got nothing. Look at that. Finds something. Makes something out of nothing there. Keeping the team possession going.
It was a weak setup touch and no boost to work with. Still, though, I think it was just solid communication there that got them out of a bind and made a good play out of something. And meanwhile, on the other end of the things, it doesn't look like the communication is that solid for UBC, who are trying to just edge that one into the net. Ski, again, looking out of sorts on the field here.
There it
Frodo
is.
missing the shot on target. Ski, and this is the accuracy and conversion continuing to struggle here for UBC. They got one on the punish, but they need more than one. They need 3 more here to take the lead. And it does not feel like that's on the menu here, the way that they're playing on the offensive zone.
Crossbar remains undefeated in Rocket League, and UBC's last 3 shots have been off the crossbar. Not the way you want to do it, as Frodo finds Ski upfield, but he can't get a touch. A lot of boost committed to nothing, essentially, and he's got to go all the way back. That alleviates the pressure, and here comes Rams. Dang, as a freebie, he's going to pass it. Willie's got the shot. It's top corner, but not quite enough. Couldn't get it inside that near post. It's another in and out save for this UBC team. You don't want to have to do a lot of those. An indication that you're playing off the back foot.
Well, not least of which because there were 2 other players who also could have gone for the save. There were 3 in and around that net just waiting for the shot to come their way, and that's not a sign of aggressive positioning, to say the least here. So Rams look pretty comfortably in control of this game, and there are 45 seconds of Rocket League left in this series, unless UBC have 2 goals to say anything different. There's a pass attempt off of the side. Harry, a shot. Opportunity, hits it right at that stack of 2 players that were in the top left corner of the net. Frodo losing the race to Bang. No touch there from Harry Lakers. More whiffs coming through for UBC. On the sidewall now. Julian, a pass made, no recipient though, and that's a rare sighting for Ryerson. They have been connecting on passes so often in this game that it was surprising for once that there was nobody there to receive one.
Every second that ticks away, the probability gets lower and lower that UBC can make this happen. And unless this goes in right here, mathematically impossible. Game, set, whoop. Never mind. I thought that was going to be a 0-second goal. Wow. All right, physically possible. Highly improbable now. 3-2 with, I would say, under a second left, despite the 1 on the clock. For Rams looking to sweep their way into the losers final. And they will do so as soon as this ball hits the ground. And there it is. Nearly a 4th goal for Rams Esports, representing Ryerson. They will move on to the losers final against St. Clair Saints Green, with the right to play the St. Clair Saints, period, in the final. A team that has looked incredible in this tournament going so far.